Right now, I will explain you basically the difference between a mind map and a concept map. The mind map gap, can you go to page 38 and you're gonna see different types of meanings: coercion, complacency, avoidance, compromise, and collaboration. If you want to make a mind map, the thing that you're gonna make is the following. You will put categories, 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 or ways to resolve conflicts. Ways to resolve conflict. That will be in the middle of your page. And to the all the ways of your page, you're gonna put coercion, and that's it. You will not define it. You're just gonna put the important words of something. That is a mind map. But if we want to make a concept map, as the name says, well, you have to include a brief meaning of each one of them. So that is basically the difference between them. So let's go to page 49, in page 49, and I will ask to Andrea to help me to read.
The 49. The Centaur. Short story reading by psychologist George Bucay. El Centauro, Jorge Bucay, 2014. Once upon a time. Sorry.
I will ask to somebody else, Andrea. It's okay.
Thank you.
Nadia, please. You have no noise over there, right? Or Marcela?
Is that I don't know right now? A little bit. I will try.
They are selling vegetables or what?
No, is that
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
once upon a time there was a centaur that, like all centaurs, was half man and half horse. One afternoon, as he was ambling through the prairie, he got hungry. What should I have to eat? He wondered. A hamburger or a bale of alfalfa? A bale of alfalfa or a hamburger? And because he could not make his mind, he went hungry. When night fell, the centaur wanted to go to sleep. Where should I sleep? He wondered. In the stable or in a hotel? In a hotel or in the stable? And because he could not make his mind, he did not go to sleep. Not having eaten and not having slept, the centaur got sick. Whom could I call? He wondered. A doctor or a veterinarian? A veterinarian or a doctor? Sick and unable to decide whom to call, the centaur died. The townsfolk came upon his body and were overcome with sorrow. We must bury him, they said, but where? In, in the town cemetery or in the countryside? In the countryside or in the town cemetery? And because they could not make up their minds, they called the author of the book who signs. She could not decide for them, resuscitate the centaur instead. And snip, snap, snow, this tale is over and out. According to the author, the moral of the story is that the worst decision is not to decide. However, it is not always easy. There are complex decisions that can have many alternatives or imply insignificant consequences.
Okay, this is a tale, guys. This is a tale that Nadia's background give a lot of enthusiasm, like a dog is over there that have Nadia. But we're gonna understand, guys, that this is a really understandable tale, right? Everybody understood this tale, that they were so focused on what to decide that they even decide something. So in life, sometimes it will be like that. The worst thing is not to decide anything. If, if first of all you said, for example, Marcela is in a big trouble. Do I have to obey my mom or do I have to obey my father? To whom I must obey? And she can be in that problem in her mind. So she decides not to obey none of them. So what will happen with Marcela? Well, Marcela will be in the class, maybe cry because she will be remembering the the the, the punishment of both parents. But what happens if she will decide to obey one of them. She will be only punished by one. So basically, it's just like fun stuff. But Marcela, the better decision that she could make is to decide something. So, what is the problem in deciding? Which is the better decision? So I will ask you, Eunice, when you have a conflict in your mind, or whether you are, well, I have to share a homework on Friday, and I'm missing two homeworks. I'm missing one of Mr. Reese and I'm missing one of Ms. Lopez. Which one I prefer to do first? Well, I will not do first any one of them. So what's the worst thing? That she will lose points in both classes. So Janice, what is the main problem while deciding something? You can put your own opinion. What do you think is the toughest thing that you can have while deciding something? The most difficult thing?
It is that when we are trying to decide something, if it is difficult for us, it means that both of them are important. So we don't know how to choose something. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I will try to make both hungry.
You will try to make both hungry. Andrea, if you have time only to do one trip, for example, you have only time to do one trip, and you only have one time to rescue somebody you want. Imagine, what is the favorite place you like to travel? You would like to travel. A place that you would like to travel, Andrea? City, a country, I don't know, whatever.
Tell me another time.
Do you have?
Like, the two options.
Okay, the first option, travel to your favorite place, a place that you admire, that you like. And the other is to stay at home and rescue somebody that you like or somebody that you really appreciate. What you will do? You will follow your own dreams or you will stay at
They're
home.
like a dilemma because
Uh-huh.
you know that you want to go out to go to the favorite place, but there is a other time that is like the moral that say you to stay home, to not go out. So I think that to follow the correct way is like the most beneficial for you.
Okay, so Andrea gives a good point right now. The best way to decide is to follow the thing that benefits you more. That benefits you more. Now, that's a point of view of Andrea. But there's another people that says that we come here to serve, to help another people. So the best decision will be to help other people and put our feelings, our desires after the people. So now, does somebody can argue that is more important to help people than to help yourself? Does someone thinks like that? That is better to serve people than to be served, as Jesus Christ says? But really that you feel it, that really that if you have a slice of pizza and Jensen wants it, you're gonna give him instead you have hungry. So if you are not able to do that, you're not really concerned about the other. So who thinks that like that? Nadia, do you think that that's your way of thinking or is like kind of Andres?
Is that in some cases I apply one and in the other? Is that you first for being for like Andrea says, we have to be good with ourselves for being or transmit like happiness to the others. Because if we are not happy, we cannot make people happy. So, but in the Bible says that yes, that the one that saves his life will lose it, and the one that lost it will save. So.
Okay, so we're gonna see right now for you to get clear the concept in page 51, guys, we have some concepts that we must know. I'm gonna explain them, and later you're gonna make, right now, there's missing 2 more minutes. I will give you 20 minutes for you to work in page 50, and you're gonna make a mind map, as the one that I explained, just words. You're gonna make a mind map of page 51, and that's it, page 51. So the assignment will be to complete page 50 and make a mind map of page 51. I will explain it first, and then you're gonna make the mind map. There are 3 stages of decisions. Number 1, pre-decision is the formulation of a problem and collection of information. For example, Jensen will have 2 problems. Put this away, we'll put this example. Jensen, first of all, must know that he is in a problem to take a decision. And a decision will be based on that you will have more than 2 options. If you only have 2 options, can we call it a decision? Or you think that always we will gonna have 2 ways to decide? Of course, always we are making decisions because, for example, if Janice only have 1 homework, she could decide of making her homework or not making her homework. So it doesn't matter that she's not choosing between 2 classes, but she is choosing about 2 attitudes, making homeworks and not making homeworks. So the pre-decision is the stage in which you guys will plan and you will excel and you will say, okay, as Andrea said, Mr., can you repeat me please the 2 points of view? Well, that is the pre-decision. She's analyzing the problem. Okay, the first thing that I can do is travel. And the second one is to save somebody that I like or that I appreciate. I'm analyzing. That's the pre-decision. You're analyzing. That's why it's important for you to think before deciding something. So you start thinking. After that, she said, well, I will take the moral decision. I will rescue somebody that I appreciate. So that is the stage of decision. And the past decision is when Andrea says, well, my decision was the best one or not. If I stay and also the person that was over there do not even thanks to me after I helped her, it will be better to travel. It will be better the decision. Or Janice, after not making her homework, seeing a 0 out of 10, she post-analyze, or the past decision will be, better I made my homework because now I flunked in the class. So, do you understand the 3 steps? They are clear. Pre-decision, before, and you're gonna analyze, excel in your problem. Decision, when you make when you decide which option to take. And the past decision will be the evaluation of what you decided. So is that clear? Yes, right? That's not complicated. And also, guys, we have 2 systems of decisions. And we're gonna see it on the bottom of the page. The intuitive or affective and the reflective or logical. What means a decision that is intuitive? Or what means intuition? What means intuition? Yes, Nadia?
Is that I don't have the word like to think it could be like.
What is intuition? Do you think that is to foresee something that is coming ahead?
Yeah.
Yes, right? Well, so the intuition is as Andrea says. Well, for example, another example I will put for you to get understanding the 2 things, guys. If she will decide whether going to San Pedro in these times of coronavirus, and she knows that it's not her number of circulation in the system, she said, well, I will take the risk because I want to go and buy pastelito. I will go. It doesn't matter that it's not my number a date. So I will go. And she get caught by the cops. So after that, she will say, my intuition told me that I don't have to move from my home because I knew that it's gonna happen. Or Jenny says, I will not make the homework, Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed maybe can forget to ask the homework for tomorrow. I will not do it. Mr. Reed will not remember. And you go to the class and the first thing that the mister says, please show me the homework. And you said, damn, the first thing that I was having the intuition that Mr. Reed was not asking for the homework. I confused. So sometimes you can guys make decisions by intuition or by affection. What is affection? Because they are directed by emotions. I will have better to Jensen than to Andrea because I'm a better friend with Jensen. But Jensen does not thank you, and Andrea maybe yes. So by affection, you're gonna do something. Also, we have a reflective or logical. A reflective is that you think, not with your emotion, with the mind, with your thinkings. You will say, no, it's better to make the homework, and it doesn't matter that Mr. Reed asked for the homework or not. If he doesn't ask, well, I already made my homework. But if the Mr. asks, I have my homework done. So it's better to do it, and the Mr. doesn't ask it, and not do it, and the Mr. asks. So the logical is to think and analyze like coldly. You know what it means coldly? Yes, right? Coldly, without emotions. Friamente, coldly. So you're gonna decide coldly something. So I will ask to Marcela. Marcela, you have which of these two you apply the most of the times, but this sincerely, which one you apply the most? The ones that you say, I think that this can happen, or you go to the secure stuff.
Intuitive, I think, because I think that this is gonna be wrong, and no matter what I think, this is gonna be wrong. So
Okay. Jensen, which of these two you apply the most? You say, nah, I will make the hunger, the Mr. will ask for it.
Is that if I do, it's better. If I don't do,
It's worse.
that is a problem.
So which one do you take? The ones that you say, the ones that you think what will happen, or you go to the secure thing that number two?
I think that's secure.
Okay. Janice?
I think.
I will make it.
Yes. You're gonna go for the number two, the system number two of decision, the logic. And Andrea, you will take the risk or not taking the risk?
Depends, because what I was saying, we have to choose what is more beneficial for us.
Okay, so you're gonna go for number two because it's the securest.
Yes, but maybe if you take that risk, you can know more opportunities, something like that.
Yes. And Madison, which one of the two, Madison? The intuitive or the reflective? You're gonna go to the secure, you're gonna make your homework, or you're gonna take the risk of not making it because you think that the mister will not ask you for the homework. Which one are you gonna decide? To take the risk or to the secure?
the first.
The first one, okay. If you ask to me, most of the times I take number one, most of the times. Sometimes I decide for the second one. For example, in homeworks, I recommend you to choose the second one. Not always will be as you ask. So in classes and academic stuff, it's better number two, always making your homework and do not go to the risk that the teacher will not ask for the homework. But in life, sometimes it's better number one. In life, sometimes. And sometimes also you're gonna flunk. For example, if you say, I'm gonna risk in this business, I'm gonna invest 10,000 lempiras, but I know that I think that I can have more than money. And you lose your 10,000 lempiras, that was your risk. But in another case, maybe you can take the risk and gain more money, right? So,
Mister,
yes, Nadia?
in the last homework, it was like a question in the book that if we think that is more important the EQ, the coefficient intellectual, or the emotional, the control of emotional. So I put emotional because it doesn't matter how intelligent, because it could be in a situation that your emotions manage you. And I put an example of doctors. Doctors cannot make a surgery to their familiars because they could be dominated by emotions and they can confuse, get nervous, and it could be that member of the family. So
Perfect example. Yes. This is a perfect example. Why? Because look, guys, these are the two models of decision. Most of the people decide with their heart, most of the times, with their emotions. They decide, for example, I ask you guys, what do you prefer? Making expositions or making reports? You say, I think that exposition is easier. Because I'm lazy. Mr. No, yes, yes, Mr. Exposition, because everybody said that. And that day, you are scared because you are not well done in communication. So your emotions betray you in that moment. So what happens? Sometimes it's better to analyze everything, guys. Analyze and decide, as they said, what is the beneficial stuff for you. So the assignment, guys, that you're gonna do is basically that. Make a mind map of page 51 and answers page 50. That will be the assignment for today.